Welcome to the Empowered Women's Prosperity Party. I am so glad you are here, and I have the pleasure to introduce to you my co-host, Lynn Schulte. I am Rosie Aiello, and we are having a blast doing these interviews. And if you will be so excited to hear the wonderful, amazing information, knowledge, and wisdom these top entrepreneurs are sharing with you. We have really gathered them so that you can learn from the best. So you can short circuit your mistakes, your learning curve, and learn these key strategies and tips that the top entrepreneurs are doing. We don't have to figure it out by ourselves. So we want to share with you the awesomeness of these people. And today I have the pleasure to introduce to you Lynn Schulte. Oh my gosh, she is just a doll and a pleasure to work with. And she uses intuition, energetic body work, and her extensive knowledge of aligning the male and female energies to empower women entrepreneurs to gain greater confidence, claim their value, creative expression, and deepest desires. Through her online programs and private coaching, women learn to live with greater confidence, ease, joy, and balance in their life. Lynn has been working with women for the past 25 years and has seen how the disconnect and energetic blocks many women have in their bodies, especially in the pelvis, truly stops them from being their fully empowered, radiant selves. When women reconnect to this important area of their body and use the power and creative energy that is their birthright, their lives are forever changed. Wow, what a statement. I was going to ask you, what is your purpose and passion? Is it the pelvis? What is it?
Yes, it is, Rosie. I am definitely passionate about your pelvis.
Okay, I want to hear more.
How did that happen? Well, actually, I am a women's health physical therapist. I've been one for 25 years. And when I started working with women, I, initially was just working on the physical, structures of the muscles and bones and stuff like that. But when I started incorporating the energetics of where blockages were happening in this pelvic space and helping women to learn how to release that so they could have greater flow and greater balance, I just kept hearing over and over again, oh, Lynn changed my life. Lynn changed my life. Wow. And what I was doing was helping women open up to receive their, receiving channel, their energy flowing. That's on the left side of the pelvis. And when it's not flowing, you are blocking your ability to receive. And my whole thing, what I've learned is that form follows energy. And if your energy is not flowing and not supporting you, then you can't create what it is that you really want in your life. And so it's been really fun for me to help women to realize this and really learn there's so much power and potential in, I call it the magical space of your pelvis. So it's kind of crazy, but it so works.
Well, that's amazing because I don't think many women think about that. They don't anybody think about it. It's just like it's there,
Well, no, we don't, and there's so much. For those of you that are really into energy, it's our first two chakras are housed in that pelvic area. That first chakra, our root chakra, is our groundedness, our ability to be present and to be grounded to this earth, and then also our safety and security is that second root chakra, the sacral chakra. And so that's our safety and security and our ability to be grounded here in this earth all lies in our pelvic space. And so I've realized that if women can just learn how to focus and really connect into this area, they can show up in a whole new way. And unfortunately, in our society, we kind of have a down there type of attitude towards it, right? We tend to live up here. And by really awakening this area and really becoming grounded, and, I talk about there's 3 power centers in our body. We have our head, we have our heart, and then we actually have our womb space, which not many people know about. We know about the head and the heart. But I say that the head takes us where we think we should go. The heart takes us where we feel we should go. But the womb can take us where our soul longs for us to go.
Ooh, that's beautiful. I love that.
That womb space is actually a spiritual gateway. It's what allows souls to come out into this world. And so it's our closest connection to the divine, and that's our spiritual gateway. And and that's our connection to our soul, what our soul's longing for us. So there's just so much power and potential that lies in your pelvic space that I'm very passionate about.
I can tell. I love that because, you're sharing, I think, a lot of information that people just, women don't hear. They don't think about it. They don't feel it. And just like, oh, now we have another spot to think about. And even from the,
the only time
we shop or work, it's not from that same angle. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you.
We only tend to think about this area when we're bleeding or when we're pregnant. And have you ever noticed, and I just share this as an awakening to us, but have you ever noticed how radiant a pregnant woman is?
Yes, always. They always can tell. You can say, oh, are you pregnant? Yeah. They radiate all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know why that is?
No.
Because their uterus.
What's that?
Yeah. Their uterus is the energy. It's the energy of that uterine organ being activated. And so that's the power and potential. That's why pregnant women are so magnetic and radiate. And so you can harness that same resonance, that same radiance by just tapping into the energy of that organ. You don't have to be pregnant.
You don't have to be pregnant. And for women who've had like hysterectomies or other surgeries down there, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It doesn't, because it doesn't matter if the organ's been removed or not. You still have the energetics of that organ there. So you can still access and activate that energy in the pelvic space. So
I love that. And that's just about your passion. You've already been giving us some tips. So share with us, because I can feel it already. How do you have fun in your business? Or how do you create fun or make fun or do fun?
Yeah, so I tend to have fun no matter what I'm doing. I try to bring fun into everything. And I think that just goes along with the attitude that I bring to everything that I do. And, even the challenging, frustrating parts of it, I know that there's an opportunity for learning and growth to happen with whatever's happening to me in my life. So while it may not be fun in the moment, and it may not even look fun as I look back on it, I know that it's for my highest and best good, no matter what's happening to me in my life. So I bring that general attitude of, I'm here. I just love to have fun. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm going to have fun. And in my work, I have the most fun when I'm interacting with people. And so one of the fun things that I did, and this is going to sound totally geeky, especially when I tell you the day that we actually did this, but I had a girlfriend who was in town who's doing online group programming like I am, and she was actually staying with me here visiting her dad who lives close by. And it was a Saturday night, and we were sitting on my couch, and we both had our computers in our laps, and she was like, checking out, hey, do you know about this app? And I'd look over and I'd see I'm like, wow, that's cool. How do you do that? And she would show me, and I'd do it on my computer, and then I learned that skill. And then I'm like, well, hey, do you know about this? And I showed her the fun things that I was working with, like Canva.com. I love Canva.com. That it allows you to create Facebook ads and posts and fun little creations. And that I feel like that awakens my creative juices in there. But my girlfriend and I sitting on our couch next to each other, with our laptops and actually doing some work, but we were having so much fun while we were doing it because we were helping each other out by learning new things. And so the sad part about it is it's actually Valentine's Day. So that goes to tell you about my love.
Alone.
Well, at least I wasn't alone. I was with a friend, but yeah, we kind of, we did have a glass of wine next to us as we were doing that. But
hey, speaking of that,
yeah, water. Sorry, but it looks good though. But I could see how as women entrepreneurs, and we're trying to do all this on our own. We're doing it alone, and that can get really lonely. And I could see people doing this at a coffee shop. Meet your best friend at a coffee shop and work side by side. That way, when you get stuck or they get stuck, you're there to support each other. And to me, it's all about having that support and being able to help each other out. So that's one of the the things that I love about having fun with my business is really connecting with other women and really helping to lift people up. I mean, there's nothing more fun for me than to go to a networking event and be able to connect someone up with that they need, or I know someone and they have this need, and it's like, oh, hey, let me introduce you to this person. I love that. So
and you can't do that unless you've gotten information about that person. You've gotten into a little bit deeper level of depth about who they are, what they need. You can't just introduce somebody to somebody else. And I do the same thing all the time because I've found out what they like, what they need, what they want. And my brain is always, my little mini Rolodex in my brain is like, I just want to connect people. So I really get that. And, sometimes my friends and I will get onto something like this, a Zoom or something. It's just like, we just need to have somebody else's presence, even if it can't be physical. It's like, I just need you there so I can task and not feel alone. And so like, if it gets hard or whatever, somebody's got your back. They're just there. Someone's physical presence is just so important.
I totally agree. And I love that, when we're with, to me, I want to help people. I'm a helper. And so my biggest thing is, well, how can I help you? How can I support you? And that's the energy that I bring to every networking event, every interaction, and whenever I'm with someone, whether it's just, like, who does your kid need, a dentist? Oh, I've got a great one, like always trying to connect someone to whatever they're needing. So I really enjoy that.
Oh,
it warms my heart.
Yes.
So
we have all those three connections and it just makes it so much deeper.
It does.
Thank you for sharing that, because we, as entrepreneurs and many people, many of us, we work alone, we're working our home now. We have that advantage to work in our home, but then that creates an isolation in and of itself. And just the importance of really getting out and physically, connecting with.
Yeah. Well, and we're women. We love to connect.
Tell me about it.
We have to. I mean, it's, and even those that are, more introverts, introverts still need that connection to someone else. It may not be, like I'm an extrovert. I get energized by a party. Others can get drained by that, but just, we need to have that connection as women and bring that. It's not about competition. It's about collaboration. So
yes, always. And you realize that when you can collaborate, then you grow together. Because again, shifting from that, I can do it alone, I can do it by myself, to no one grows their business by themselves. And when you have women who can support you and help you grow, well, a better plan is that.
Exactly. But the thing is I think for so many women, we feel like we do have to do it all.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're doing this, is to shift that paradigm, that thinking that, you can't do it all. You don't want to do it all. And it's so much more fun to do it with somebody. I mean, like Lynn and I are doing this summit together, and it has been so much fun. And I just keep thanking my lucky stars. And I think, oh, I'm so glad we're doing this together, because I don't think I can do it by myself. And now that we've done it together, it's like, I don't want to do it by myself. I don't want to ever do anything
ever again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much fun.
Yeah.
So just learn that doing things together makes things easier.
Well, but some of the things that women have problems with, though, is this idea that they have to prove themselves, that they don't need support. There's a couple of mind shifts or mindsets that women have that limit their ability to reach out and get the help and the support that they really need. And I tell you, if you want to build a business, you've got to be able to allow in that support. And one of them is, I'm not worthy to receive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's a worthiness issue around receiving support. And then there's also, I've got to prove myself.
Yes.
And I've got to prove that I can do it all on my own. And I'm here to tell you that you don't.
We need to hear that.
You can let that go.
That's fabulous. You're absolutely right. And we just need to be reminded of that all the time, because we just keep going back into the old way of thinking. Right. Lynn, you've just shared so much valuable information. what is your best or fastest or easiest money-making strategy that you love to do in your business?
Right. I love to do discovery sessions or strategy calls, or, there's all different kinds of names for them, but basically get a potential client on the phone with me and hear what their challenges are, hear where they're at in their business, hear what their visions and dreams are. I can't tell you how many women that I've talked to over the phone, they don't really even have a vision or a goal for what they're wanting to create in their life or with their work that they want to do. And just giving women permission to dream and to think bigger and, to see where they want to go and what's stopping them from getting there. And one of the pieces that I love, there's a couple of different ways that you can set up to get that discovery session. One is by doing speaking arrangements. So if you do a talk and you share valuable information with the audience, then you can say, I invite you to continue the conversation with me. If you're interested, please sign up for a session with me, a free 30-minute or 45-minute, whatever you want to offer people, and then get them to sign up for that. And then you get them on the phone and you find out what their dreams are, what their challenges are, what's holding them back, and then seeing if your program or your work is the answer to the challenge or struggle that they're having. And one of the things that I like to do is, so that you can do speaking arrangements, but you can also do webinars. Webinars is a great way to educate people about their work. I mean, that's my big thing is, nobody really understands this whole pelvis thing. So I get them on a webinar and I educate them and and people are like, oh, I get it. Wow, I really get it. And so then at the end of the webinar, I say, if you'd like to have, if you'd like to continue the conversation or, dive into this further, let me know and we'll set up a time to talk. So and then you can also do that from networking. I've had a couple of networking experiences where I've given my 30-second spiel and people say, wow, tell me more. And I'm like, well, let's get on the phone and let's talk. So discovery sessions is an awesome opportunity. And what I do to add a little unique twist to it, and I'm sure others do this as well, but I love this step to it. It's what is it that I talked about that really spoke most to you? Mm-hmm. Or what was it about the webinar that really, made you want to reach out and talk to me? Mm-hmm. So that way I've got a sense of what's resonating with them, what they're thinking. And, sometimes I get, I don't know, I just felt like I should call you. So then that kind of leaves me, having to dig a little bit further into what's going on for them and how can I really help them. Mm-hmm. But when they answer that question, I can use that information then to help them understand more about my program and how it can really benefit them the most.
Yeah, that's beautiful because then you're tying it back into what they actually said. So really, it's just like you're just giving them what they need.
Yeah, and also these discovery sessions are amazing marketing research.
Yes. Oh man.
And so we, Rosie and I have been in a marketing mastermind for the last year, and we all know that it's about being able to speak your client's language.
Yeah.
And doing discovery sessions is the best way to get that information and to hear what people are actually saying. So while I'm doing my discovery sessions, I'm taking notes. Yeah. I've got pages and pages of, and then I can go back to that client if there's a follow-up, if, for whatever reason, they're not wanting to say yes in the moment, then I make sure that I, can I follow up, or if they're not, I'd really like to do the program, but I can't do it right now. Would you mind if I follow up in a month? Mm-hmm. When I follow up, now I've got my sheet and I can go back and review it and say, so how are you doing in this, this, and this? And then the other aspect to the discovery sessions and the other aspect to making money, my number one money-making strategy, I guess would be number two, but it's really tied into number one. So that is knowing that everything that is happening in my business is a reflection in me. So if I'm not getting yeses to people wanting to work with me, mm-hmm. then it's an issue that I have. It's a block in my energy field mm-hmm. that's not allowing them to say yes to themselves as well. So I look at what's happening as a reflection. And I share this short story here, but I was doing a launch and I was doing a couple of discovery sessions, and I had two times in a row, I had both women on the phone. They actually said yes to my program. They gave me their credit card.
Okay.
And they said, yes, here, I want to hold this. I want to do this, but I need to talk to my husband first. Mm-hmm. So I said, great. Do you have enough information? Do you feel like you can talk to your husband about why you really want to do this? And they both said yes. And I'm like,
I'm just thinking, how is she going to talk to her husband about the pelvis? Yeah. I was like, that's going to be right, honey.
Honey, it's going to improve our sex life. Let's do this.
It's going to be great. I'm sorry, but I just had to throw that in.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So actually, both of them, 2 times in a row, both of them came back and said, my husband doesn't want me to do it. Mm-hmm. And so I sat with that. And when it happens once, okay, you can kind of let it slide. But when it happens twice, there's a pattern there. There's something in me that needed to be healed. And what I realized is I was actually going through a grieving period. I had just lost my very best friend, and I was grieving her. And I'm single. I'm divorced, and so I was really longing. I had this deep, deep desire inside of me to have a man hold me and comfort me emotionally. Yeah. Hmm. I just want this man to hold me so I can just cry. Mm-hmm. And a wonderful coach of mine helped me to see that was the longing that these women were going back to their husbands and trying to get their approval. Oh. And as I shifted my need to reach outside of myself for a man's support and learn to actually give that to myself, I haven't had that issue again.
Beautiful. Because sometimes like looking outside when really we start here.
Everything is a mirror. Mm-hmm. Everything is a mirror to us and what's happening for us in our life. And a spiritual teacher that I follow says that there's no accidents, that every little thing that happens to you is happening for your benefit. Now, it may not look like a benefit at the time because it's going to, that didn't look like a benefit. Right?
You're in pain.
I feel like I have to. Yeah, it's our challenge, but it's to our benefit to help us to grow. And so I could have just shoved that aside and said, oh, well, darn it, But actually by healing that deep desire and that need and really making the connections, you can heal that and shift that. And now I don't get that again.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
So my number one money-making strategy is you have got to be doing your work on yourself. And if you're not getting the results that you desire in your business, it's a reflection of you. And there's something going on inside on some level. There's many levels that we have that is stopping that. And until you do the work and clear it, you're going to continue to struggle and continue to not get the results that you really desire. So you can have all the great strategies in place and the marketing and the this and the that. But if your energy is not aligned, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. And as soon as you shift it, it's amazing. I see it over and over with my clients. You shift that and you start having greater success, greater income coming in, more clients attracted to you. Form follows energy. I totally believe it.
Well, what you shared, thank you so much, Lynn. What you shared is so powerful. And I think it's just often overlooked because we're always looking at the outside.
Yes.
Systems. I'm very system oriented.
Yes.
We need the in and the outer, right? And this is part of what this Women's Prosperity Party is about. Is to give you both sides.
Yeah.
And
you need both.
And we need both. We can't ignore the energy and mind and everywhere that's blocking what you deserve.
Right. One of my clients that I worked with, I talk about a money bowl. You know, we all have a money bowl. And when we started working together, hers was a thimble. And as we worked and helped her to heal, a thimble, right? And as we started healing and working with her, she had a $75,000 month.
Wow. That's fabulous.
Yeah. Another gal that I worked with was having an imbalance in the energy of her pelvis. And as she shifted that and really opened up more of her feminine energy, the feminine is about attracting and allowing and receiving. And she's like, she had people calling her out of the blue. She has no idea how they even got her name. And they were offering her the perfect business opportunity.
Oh, that's
she was just blown away. And I'm like, that's it. That's the power of our feminine energy. When we balance the feminine and masculine and get things flowing, life can be easy. Building our business can be easy when we get out of our way.
I love that. What party gift do you have to share with our guests?
Yeah, well, I would love to offer anyone who is interested in discovering more about what their energy is doing for them a free energy reading.
Ooh.
So they can, so I'd love for you to, help you learn to become more aware of how your energy is flowing, where it's blocked. And in particularly, I find, my area of expertise is that pelvis area. And the pelvis is really a bowl. It's a map of what's happening for you in your life and how you're showing up in your world. And the results that you're getting is indicated by what's going on in your bowl. And so I feel like a gypsy bowl reader, but you can really, I love going, when I do my speaking talks, we do a visualization of what's showing up in people's bowls. And, your pelvis is represented by a bowl. And when you learn to read what, things show up in different parts of the bowl, and when you learn what those parts mean, and I tell people about that. Afterwards, people would come up and say, my bowl looked like this. And I'll say, well, that means this. And they'll be like, oh my God, that is so right on.
You are a bowl reader.
I'm a life reader. I can tell you by whatever shows up in your bowl for you. And I can tap into people's energy as well and see what I feel or sense about someone else's energy. I can do that long distance. And we work together, though. I really like for you to be able to experience and feel it yourself. And then I just kind of assist and help out with that. So it's really fun. It's a really interesting way to look at how am I showing up in my life and in my business and what needs to change. So I'm really excited to offer.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really excited to offer anybody who is interested in having a free energy reading. I'm happy to set that up. So, yay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing and your knowledge about the pelvis, another heart, our heart center down there. That we haven't thought about
down there. Yes.
How you use discovery sessions and really connect with people. I think we've learned so many different things from you. And you are your best. We'll want to hear Lynn more than once. As a human being, we hear things once, we get some information. But we need repetition. For it to really get in, you need repetition and over and over. And I invite you to put this in your success library with the Prosperity VIP. You can go to womensprosperity.com/VIP. You'll see the link. And make this investment in your business. You'll just be really fooling yourself, right? If you think you can just hear it once. These interviews need to be listened to over and over, and you will benefit so greatly. And you want to do it before the rate goes up. You'll also want to claim Lynn's gift at empoweredwomen'sprosperity.com/gift. You'll see the link below. We thank you, Lynn. We thank our guests for being with us, the Empowered Women's Prosperity Party. Watch all the other ones coming up too. To your prosperity and success.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.